Ano yung mga favorite reactions naman when people see you driving the car?
They whip out their camera and then say, "Oh, Supra, sir! Rev nyo, sir!" It brings out the kids and it captures their imagination. But the same way,
Inspires them. It inspires them. Guys, welcome to Vroom Media. I drive around cars. I'm part of the car scene also. But syempre, you guys are more out there than me. And I've seen your builds. I've seen the Poopra and the Porzilla at the back. Why Porzilla?
Why Porzilla? Well, basically it's parang a term coined because we merged Porsche with technically Godzilla heritage. So Porzilla. So because my 944 has an RB25 DET engine, and that's how it came to be.
Why Poopra?
rather embarrassing answer. It makes me poop money. That's why I call it a Supra.
Well, I think that's always the problem when Restomods, no? Yun yung palagi yung problem natin. It's a money pit. It's an endless money pit. What inspired you guys to do the Restomod? If you're gonna compare it with the Restomod versus a modern performance car, why a Restomod?
Well, I think in my case, when when I was a kid, I spent a lot of time doodling. This is the perfect car for me, the looks and whatnot. And then when I saw the Supra, it wasn't mine yet. It was at Auto Plus. It was owned by one of the owners of Auto Plus. And then he had modified it with wide body kit, a TRD 3000 GT wide body kit. That was the first time I saw 10-inch wide wheels and 285 section rear tires. And I thought, oh my God, that looks so crazy, exotic, and something very, very uncommon. And then back then it had a titanium exhaust, and then the way it just idled, it was it left a very powerful impression on me.
How about you, Aldous? What made you do a Restomod?
It was, I came upon this car by chance. It was a pandemic, so 2020. You really can't do anything. So I've been like online 24/7, just checking Facebook. And then suddenly for sale ad popped up. I didn't mind the junk. I just my creative mind just went ahead and produced the end product.
What was the vision behind the build? Is there a specific goal in mind that you wanted to reach?
Max Urido, who's used to be a factory Supra driver, he said it best: JGTC every day. So that was my inspiration.
You mentioned, Aldous, that you wanted the 911. So aside from that being your vision, what was your vision specifically for the 944?
My vision was really just to make it run. I got the car without an engine. It looks hopeless.
You needed a box of paracetamol.
It was hopeless.
That's why you always comment
Yes,
about the
that's why
parasite.
I post this car, I always post a capsule.
Yeah. That's a lot of paracetamol. Technically, I just wanted to make it run. Something that I could drive around the metro. Not really race, but
So what are the key modifications you did? I mean, for the car, engine, suspension, what are the things that really made you excited about the car?
I think the most notable modification of this car is the swap. The engine swap. At that time, it was the pandemic. I was looking for swap options, engine options for G63 to JZ, 1JZ, or the RB25, SR20. Went down to availability. So that's why it came to be na RB25 DET yung nakuha ko. We just realized once we bought it na pwede palang tawaging Porzilla.
Porzilla.
Kasi nga, it's Porsche and Godzilla. So the term Porzilla was coined after.
So for you, Botchi, I mean, what for the Supra? Ano yung for you that really I want to do this with the car?
So first and foremost, had to be the body kit. I had to really add width, and more importantly, I told myself at the very end of the build of the Supra, it had to have 335 size tires because that's the width of the JGTC Supras. I changed everything I could on the 2JZ except the internals.
On your car, what do you think is the rare part in your build?
Rare here in the Philippines would be the wheels, because I pre-ordered the Vogue Racing 21C wheels. To my knowledge, I'm the only one that has those specs here in the Philippines. So it's 18 by 10 minus 25 offset front, and then 18 by 12 minus 34 at the rear. So negative offset wheels, and then those widths.
Well, in terms of availability, the rarest part would probably just the minor trims and parts to complete the brand new look, to refresh the car. My parts came from Latvia, eBay, the internet, Facebook, and I don't think this would be easily accomplished probably 10 years back. Aside from that, probably the wheels also. This is Workmeisters that you had to order, so 3 to 4 months to arrive. The body kit, which we made ourselves, inspired from the 924 GTR.
So, what's the most challenging part ng build mo? Kay Aldous muna ako.
There's a lot of factors actually. The engine doesn't really fit the engine bay, so we had to extensively modify metal around it. Relocating components like the steering rack, the brake booster is not in the driver's side anymore. We had to change the entire drivetrain to Nissan. Engine support, the front to fit the intercooler. We had to lose the mechanism for the pop-up headlights. So my pop-up headlights are now manually operated.
Rare yun.
It's rare. It's one of one. You have to choose before you leave the house.
If you
Will I go?
the headlights,
Yes.
take them down.
Yes. Up or down? You have to make the choice before you drive.
I had two major problems. Number one was overheating. Okay. Number two was electrical. The problem with owning a Supra back then and now was I had no one else to talk to compare. After so many countless research, talking to people abroad, and then looking at my engine, I realized the overheating was caused because I forgot to route a coolant line from the back of the engine to the water pump. That's all. Within 30 minutes, knew what the problem was. The problem with my Supra, the electrical, was you have the wiring socket that goes into the ECU. Behind it is the wiring harness. All of the wires that go into the socket were loose because so many shops had tried fixing the car for a variety of things. They'd yank on the harness all the time.
How hands-on were you guys with the project? I mean, I know it's been 18 years, but how was it for you guys? How hands-on was you?
For me, and this is what's funny, for the first 15, 16 years, I was so hands-on. But in May 2023, when I decided, okay, this is the last build for my Supra, and then I'll sell it. Even though I didn't know if I could actually sell it, if I could emotionally let go, so to speak. And then, back then, 2023, I started preparing for my kidney transplant. So, a series of medical procedures to determine if I was healthy and strong enough to do the kidney transplant. By then, the doctors had told me, you have to isolate already because you're prone to getting sick. And
The pandemic was there. Oh.
so, I just left it with the guys at Unmarked Garage. Kayo nang bahala. Just send me pictures, send me videos, call me, let me know. I'll try to visit it from time to time. And ironically, nung hindi ko tinutukan, it came out perfect. Diba? So what's the moral for me? Leave it to the pros.
Just look at the pictures. For you, Aldous.
Mine was, it's a bit different. It hasn't been done. This is the first in its kind. Kaya itong gawin? Kaya ba natin ito? Kakasya ba ito? And the sourcing of parts, of course, mahirap pag you just leave it. They won't have the capability to search the entire day sa internet. So I think
it's more of you looking for the parts that you
looking for the parts, the components that I think will work.
And sending a box of paracetamol to the mechanics every time.
So hands-on sa pag-transfer ng GCash. So from zero up to my first drive. So I got it 2020. I first drove it 2022. That's 2 years. Those 2 years, I was probably super
hands-on.
Monitoring. Like I visit the shop.
So it's amazing with Aldous. That's why, aside from the endless boxes of paracetamol, the shop that was doing the conversion for his car was in Antipolo. He lives here in the south. That's a long drive. Every time
Walang
he has to
skyway
visit the
papunta
car.
doon.
But it
Yes,
was the
walang
pandemic, so swerte na yon. Kasi there was no traffic. kasi pandemic. So it was easy to go around. And luckily rin, I'm not sure kung good thing or bad thing, they only had me as a customer. So really tutok.
So, since build nyo to, is there any hidden aspects or Easter eggs in your car that most people will not notice?
I think in my case, I had this crazy idea that I wanted to track my Supra when I first got it. So I bought so much suspension parts and so much stiffeners and so much solid bushings. So it actually probably contributed to a lot of NVH in the car. I spoke to the manufacturers. They pointed me where to order it if they didn't have it in stock. I found a lot of very, very good deals on Yahoo Auctions Japan.
I don't know if Easter egg siya, but it's more of budol. Kasi may Euro guy. And the engine is, you know, my build has a Japanese engine. So searching on the internet, parts and all, kailangan ko rin ko doon sa isang parang daily car ko. So it opened a new world to me. Like from Euro, nag-merge na yung Japanese tuning culture.
German car, Japanese engine, and then
Italian
Italian accessories.
How does it feel driving the car? I mean, it's a Restomod car.
I once drove a stock Supra or close to stock, and I found it very boring. The suspension was a bit soft, so it moved quite lazy. It was really meant to be a comfortable Grand Tourer in stock form. My car, no sound deadening, loud exhaust, loud engine, very lot of mechanical sounds, stiff suspension, R compound tires. You hear everything. If you're not in the mood, it's an assault to all of your senses. You know, in 18 years, I had a Supra, never nagmintis yung aircon.
Really? Wow.
Nako, William. It's a car that you have to be in the mood to drive. If you're not in the mood, it will violate you. I think that's the best
Yeah.
word to use, diba? It will violate you.
Ikaw,
I think it applies to me too. You have to mentally prepare yourself before you drive the car. Prepare to have a leg day. Prepare to be in a microwave. The first few years of ownership, my aircon was really, really bad. It had air conditioning, but the air will blow probably like 2 inches lang. It won't even hit your face.
right.
And the car has no insulation. So every time I boost or like I rev high, you'll feel the heat underneath, like the downpipe or the wastegate dubs the boost. The proper term would probably, it's a suffer car. This year, it's probably better because my air conditioning is strong now. With one goal, I told the shop, whatever it takes, make it cold. Whatever it takes. Lagyan mo ng split type na aircon. Bahala ka. Going here, we drove it. Chad was riding shotgun. But that's just the air conditioning part. You know,
Okay.
NVH, noise, smell. Every time you like floor it, exhaust fumes, heat. You hear all of the stones being like caught up, picked up by the
tires.
Ano yung mga favorite reactions naman when people see you driving the car?
They whip out their camera and they say, "Oh, Supra, sir! Rev nyo, sir!" It brings out the kids and it captures their imagination. Diba the same way?
Inspires them. It inspires them.
On the early years, some kids or people will say, "Uy, Ferrari!
Talaga?
Uy, ano yan? What's yan? RX-7." And then they call it an RX-7 because it looks like the RX-7 FC. It gives them like interest to know, ano ba talaga yun?
How do you respond ngayon sa mga purists? Siyempre, who believes that classic cars should stay stock or classic?
Show me yours.
Well, on the onset, I already knew this wasn't pure. So I was ready to like market it as an outlaw. The people like worldwide respect the build because it's an outlaw build. Same as Botchi. If someone questions it, yeah, show me yours. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't build my car for Instagram likes or clout on social media. Like, I wanted to fulfill a very basic desire for me, which is build the car the way I want it, JGTC every day.
How do you see this as a trend, or is it something na will you push someone to actually join the bandwagon or Restomod? Or is it something that no, don't do it?
For me, I think everyone should go through it. There is wisdom to be learned in failure. Naniniwala ako doon, di ba? Succeed or fail, you have to see the wisdom in going through it. only then will you really appreciate it.
Well, as years come by, there's a lot of like platforms that are made available to you. And of course, you want to improve those cars, di ba? Before it used for the Civics, it used to be V16. Now, it went up to K20,
K20s.
K24. For BMWs, we're now talking about N54s, you know, not even S54. As the years come by, there's a lot of new like technology and surplus of engines or whatever. As Coldplay said it, if you never try, you'll never know.
Are there still things that you want to change or improve sa kay Porzilla?
I think madami pa. I mean, ano naman yan, I believe in the term Kaizen, continuous improvement lang. I wanna feel the car in a way na it was built that way talaga. Like an OEM plus build. Not like, I just slapped it on and bahala na kung ano yung feel and ano yung... It's civilized. But in a way, galit pa rin.
Tama.
So that's my goal.
Since Poopra has a new owner, what's next?
The truth is, I plan to take a break from cars muna. I want to travel more with my wife, focus more on work because cars take up so much time. Diba? So focus a little bit more on work and find, you know, another business, something profitable, literally something that brings income. Because at the end of the day, it's time. It's not even the money or the energy, it's time. But do I allocate this time to maintain and play with my cars, with my wife, find a new business venture? But I think I've literally effed around way too much in life already. So I need to be a little bit
So
more
at this point, parang
serious.
quality of life.
You're never going to be 100% again. Like right now, I prefer driving a crossover. Sa totoo lang. Diba? I still love cars, but I can't imagine owning one and then using it regularly. At least in the immediate future. Let's say I'm financially ready, it would either be a 911 Turbo S or kung medyo budget meal, Carrera GTS with a e-turbo. If I'm going to buy another project car, toy car, whatever, I want it to be brand new na. I've only ever owned a brand new car once in my life. Yeah, it's always been second-hand, slightly used, hand-me-down.
Kasi marunong tayong mag-ayos eh. That's the problem with us.
Yeah.
Wala na akong pera.
Do you have any future builds in mind aside from the 944? Meron ka pa ba naisip na, uy, pag na-vision ko to, gusto kong build na to?
I think the hardcore days are over. I have a new build, pero the goal is really to be able to drive it daily. And not just daily, but everywhere. I think I'm in that mode now. More comfort, more relaxing and chill. Yun nga, pag tinoyo ako, I wanna be like hardcore, and I'll just drive this car.
Last question. If you had unlimited budget and you wanna Restomod a car, what would it be?
I just buy a singer.
A what?
Singer.
Singer.
I just tell them, I want this body style, this interior, these wheels, this spec of an engine, 4.2 liter, naturally aspirated. If I was slimmer, smaller, a big guy, ba? I would go for a Tuthill 911. I'm a big guy, and those are really small cars, ba?
I'll probably use the same ingredients to my build. So I would take an old Ferrari, probably a GTO or the likes of that, and swap an engine.
Swap an engine.
The engine.
That's a balikbayan box of para sa pare.
I mean, money no object, right?
So, oo nga, unlimited budget eh. Pero I'm gonna ask, anong engine?
I don't know. We could even put like a Jude V10.
Old formula.
Yeah. I mean, if you have that amount of resources, it's the possibilities are like.
That's it for me. Thank you, gentlemen, for the interview.
Hi, I'm Aldous, and this is my build for Zilla. Thank you to Vroom Media. Shift happens.
Hi, this is Botchi. Thank you to Vroom Media for giving me the opportunity to share my story with the Poopra. Unfortunately, it's not here anymore. But I hope my story inspires other people to go out on a limb, go out of their comfort zone, and try it because shift happens.
Galing.